To Louisiana now, a federal crackdown on immigration continues as Border Patrol agents make arrests. Some businesses kept their doors shut. Now, one city official is calling for more transparency, claiming Border Patrol sweeps are leaving communities fearful. CBS News reporter Kati Weis is live in New Orleans. So, Kati, you've been gathering data on just how many people have been arrested. What do we know about them? What can you tell us?
Sure. Good evening, Juliet. Yes, so far the Department of Homeland Security says they're still continuing this Operation Catahoula Crunch, which is essentially a pursuit of removing dangerous criminals off the streets of the Big Easy. Now, we've been asking for a complete list of all of the 250 undocumented immigrants that they've arrested so far as part of this operation. But so far, a DHS spokesperson tells me that they're not able to provide such a list. And instead, they've been providing much smaller lists in kind of samples over the last week and a half since the operation first began last Wednesday. And so what I did is I went through all of the information that they had publicly released. I created a spreadsheet to analyze exactly how many people they've given us information about. So out of the 250 people that they've arrested so far in the last week and a half, we know information about 23 of those individuals. And of them, about 8 of the 23 are listed as being convicted of a crime. 15 of the 23 are listed as only having been arrested for a crime. 9 of the 23, so the majority of the people have been that were arrested were from Honduras. And then the most serious crimes that one of the persons that DHS arrested was convicted of was homicide, and another, they say, was convicted of rape. The least serious crimes involved a marijuana possession, that was a conviction, and another person who was only arrested for public urination. Now, again, remember, this is just a snapshot. Only 23 of the 250 people total that they've arrested during this operation. We continue to ask questions about the remaining individuals and where they're headed as well. There are several detention facilities across the Gulf Coast that they could be going to while they await deportation. Now, some state and city leaders have been calling for more transparency as well, trying to get more data on their own also about how this operation is taking hold. Even a Republican state leader, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I think the president needs to take a step back and look at what's going on and try to relieve some of the fear in these communities for the people that are here legally. I want some clarity of why they're taking people that have legitimate reason to be here working, that are in their homes fearful to go to work. Why are they picking them up?
And the Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin, released a written statement to us earlier this week saying, quote, "For too long, the sanctuary policies of New Orleans have endangered the lives of citizens and visitors of its beautiful city." Juliet?
Yeah, Kati, we're also hearing that some of those targeted may not be undocumented. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, that's something that we've been seeing unfold over the last week, really. At the beginning of the week, we saw video of a young citizen woman running from agents as she was walking home from the store. Now we're starting to see more reports of people with legitimate work permits who have been approached by these Customs and Border Patrol agents. And then now we're also getting some information from our affiliate, WWL, about an incident where 2 men who showed up to work on a roof of a restaurant here in the town, in the city, I should say, came to show up for work. Customs and Border Patrol immediately approached them in the parking lot when they began their shift, put them in handcuffs into an unmarked SUV, drove them around the block, and then let them go. Our affiliate, WWL, spoke with one of the restaurant managers. Take a listen.
We watched one of the gentlemen reach into his wallet, present paperwork. And the next thing you know, they were in handcuffs and being driven off.
We did later find out that they took them around the block, just basically spun them around the block, and were trying to tell them that their papers were fake.
And I also spoke on the phone with the manager of that restaurant there. He told me it really left a bad taste in every customer's mouth that this all happened during the day while customers were there dining, and he said it was a disappointing sight. I also reached out to one of the men's family to ask them if they'd be interested in speaking with us about their experience for an interview. But his wife tells me they're still too shaken up and they're still just trying to get over it. Juliet?
Katie, thank you for your insight and your reporting. Appreciate it.